Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, Author Vivian E. Moore. I hope everyone had a great week, and I hope you are having an even better weekend. All right, we're going to get straight to today's show. The title is It's Electric, and the topic is the synergy of book writing. It was over 20 years ago that I first heard the word synergy. The company I worked for was merging with a new one, which was how they phrased the partnership. Well, you may wonder, what is synergy? Well, Webster's and Cambridge, they define synergy as collaboration, teamwork, and mutual support. The combined power of a group of things working together in a partnership, okay? A relationship between the author and reader in this case. Because we know how epic writing books are, and they endeavor to bring life, bring synergy, okay? So what it does is it examines the fascinating and often transformative process of creating a literary work, right? So, from that initial spark of inspiration to page, I talk about it. So let's explore the unique energy authors that they have harnessed as they write a book. All right. So let's talk about that spark of inspiration. Well, we know that every book begins with an idea. Okay. And that spark of inspiration that ignites the writer's imagination. And sometimes the imagination is already in perfect form. But then again, you need that synergy. You need that spark to really get things moving. So this initial moment is like striking a match, and the resulting flame is just the driving force behind the book. All right. So the synergy between the writer's creative mind and that first idea, it is electric, and it propels them into the world they are about to create. And that's what we need. We need that boost of energy, that synergy that gets us motivated, that gets us started and moving in the right direction. All right, so now let's talk about the process. Well, as authors, we put pen to paper, or our fingers to the keyboard, and then, it's like we go into our own little space. We enter that realm of creative synergy that is so electrifying. Okay, so writing a book is a very unique blend of discipline and inspiration. All right, we know those things go hand in hand. That's another form of synergy. It's that partnership. So, as writers, we must balance that structure and creativity. And sometimes it's like a juggling act, but we get it together and we get it done. All right. So what we do is we allow, the characters and the stories to unfold, but all the while we maintain a consistent plot line. All right. We have to do that. We have to make sure that everything is in order. Everything is in unity. So everything works together. It's lockstep. Everything is in perfect form. So, and sometimes that process can be challenging. All right. But what it does is it demands that level of dedication and that perseverance and that deep connection to the characters and to the themes. So each word and every sentence and every paragraph, they work together to the book's overall energy, which builds a story that captivates the readers. And that's what we want to do. That is the goal. All right. So now let's talk about that character development. So we know that creating characters they must resonate with the readers. And then they need to require, or they must require, a reflective synergy between the author and their fictional personas. Okay, so as authors, we breathe life into our characters, and we fill them with emotions and motivations and unique voices. All of those things that are required to to help develop the characters. And so this connection between the writer and their creations is palpable. All right, and the readers can tell it because it's on every page, and it just makes the characters so relatable and memorable. All right, so let's do world building. All right, so we know that world building it applies to every genre, but to get an overall sense of why this element is necessary, I just want to use fantasy or science fiction writing as an example, okay? Because we know that when you're writing fantasy or science fiction, basically, you're starting from scratch. That is really pushing your imagination to the limits, okay? When I know we do it, when we write, when we're developing characters and we're telling their story, but they exist in a world that everybody can identify with. But when you're doing fantasy or science fiction, sometimes it's out of that realm that is the norm, okay? So, again, that world building is a crucial element of the craft. All right, so and this it involves constructing those intricate settings and those cultures and also those histories, because not only are you telling a story, but you're also telling the backstory. All right, so the synergy of world building is a dazzling display of imagination and craftsmanship, which allows the readers to escape entirely to new realities. All right, so let's talk about editing and refinement. We cannot get away from that, because that is also a crucial point of synergy. All right, so the synergy of book writing, it often extends into the editing and then the refinement stages. All right, so authors, they review their work and they make those improvements, and they tighten up the narrative, and then they refine the prose, because it's necessary. So the process can be it can be like fine tuning an instrument, because we know my granddaughter plays the cello, and so if that cello is out of tune, the sound is different. So when it's in perfect tune, then that sound is on point. All right. So where every word and sentence and the paragraphs, they need to harmonize to create a seamless reading experience. All right. So let's connect the readers, connect the book with the readers. All right. So this is the goal. All right. This is the ending to synergy, the whole thing that we've talked about. We had the point of origin, and now we're getting to the goal, to the finish line of why synergy is so crucial. So, so once the book is complete and then it's published, there's always a unique synergy between the author and their readers that always remains, from the first book you write to the next book you write, and so on and so on and so on. So, and when you're building up that relationship between the writer and the readers, you want to keep that level of synergy going, that encourage them to read your first book. And then if that level, that energy level is still there, then they will read whatever it is that you write. They will be there to hold you up, to they've got your back in everything that you do, because, they want to maintain that, because they appreciate what you do. They show you how much they appreciate what you do by continuing to support you, and that is so important. But the words on the page, what they do is they bridge a gap between the two, and what it does is it allows the author's thoughts and the emotions to resonate with their audience. That is so important. Okay, so this connection is it's so electric. Not only is it electric, but it also immerses the readers, into the author's world. It lets them, it gives them the opportunity to peek aside, if you will, into the writer's book, to let them see a little peek behind the scenes to see how they operate. And especially if that synergy is there, it will make them want to. They can't help themselves if that synergy exists. So, so anyway, coming to the end, the conclusion of everything that I've said so far, we want to always keep that relationship between the writer and the reader, because the synergy of book writing, it demonstrates the remarkable energy that authors channel when they embark on crafting a book. From the initial spark of inspiration to the final connection with the readers, and just overall writing a book is a dynamic and electrifying experience, and it is a testament to the power of the written word to inspire. All right, so that is our show for today. I hope that I left you with something that is useful, something that you can share with fellow writers, or just even if you're not a writer, if you just tune in each week because you just want to hear what I'm talking about, I thank you for that, because I appreciate that, and it lets me know that you're listening. And as I say every week, listen, like, and share, because that is so vital to this show. And it inspires me to do more, to do better, to keep coming each week, with something that is equally interesting and exciting. So, let me know your thoughts and views, what you would like to hear me talk about. We can do that most definitely. But, even if you don't leave messages, just knowing that you're listening to the show, that is enough for me, because I do appreciate it. It lets me know that I'm doing something right. All right. So as I always say, I always tell those who you care about the most, how you feel about them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say it. So on that note, I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you. Join us again next time when we will be back with more tips, techniques, and cheats to achieve the rewards that you deserve. Thank you so much for your time today. And please set your podcatcher so that you never, ever miss us. Bye for now. And thanks so much for listening. Thanks for joining us